Intern. Jonathan, you there?
Yeah, what's up, guys?
Not much. What's going on, dude?
Nothing, man. Just in this parking lot, chilling.
Where are you again? You're in Chicago, right?
No, I'm in East Nashville, Tennessee right now.
Because I saw both. I didn't know if you were from Nashville and lived in Chicago or...
Yeah, the other way around. I'm from Chicago originally, and I live in Nashville.
How was that for a culture shock?
I was actually a kid when we moved to the South, so it was pretty bad. Like, you went from being able to walk anywhere, go to a movie, just to a store by walking there, to you have to have a car.
Yeah.
And I didn't have a car when we first moved here. So
That's me from North to South Jersey. It's like that. Like North Jersey, yeah, you can walk anywhere. Everything's like a block or two away, and then you got New York City, you take a fucking train or bus into, and then down here, you're driving half hour to the mall.
Yeah, it's pretty much the same thing, man. It is culture shock, but got over it. It got made fun of a lot when I was a kid because I talked different, but then my voice changed and I started talking a little Southern too. So
yeah, I hear that.
It all evened out.
You're a comedian as well as a writer, correct?
Yeah, I dabble in a lot of different things. I mean, stand-up comedy. I've been doing that for like 5 years. Been writing, doing some satire writings and getting those published online, and also just doing a lot of sketch comedy and stuff like that.
Cool. Yeah, I saw you got a bunch of projects on your Twitter. I saw you have Are you on a podcast or do you have a podcast?
It's not really. It's just something I screw around with. I write some monologue jokes, kind of like, or even kind of like Weekend Update, and I just record them and post them from time to time.
Oh, okay. Yeah, we do like in our opening, we do an hour and a half of we shoot the shit. We do a little news stories in there too. We usually just get real dark humor with them.
Yeah, like Pitbull's eating 9-year-olds dark.
and then our buddy Pete comes up with a game called Hungry Hungry Pitbulls.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a big seller.
Yeah.
I'd play it. Sounds fun.
It's just giant pitbull heads, and they eat these little toddlers.
Toddler parts, I think. Yeah, but and I'm working on a movie called Weekend at Bowie's about kind of like Weekend at Bernie's, but with David Bowie, because I want some of that Bowie money.
That sounds hot, man. Like, actually, I love that movie, man. Weekend at Bernie's, so that's
Right?
a great spin-off.
Exactly.
Gotta capitalize while you can, man.
That's what I'm saying. We just need Pete's credit card, and we gotta start hiring some fucking writers and actors and shit.
Tell you what, I'll open up a new credit card.
Let me in on that. I'll write with you guys.
Nice.
I'll do whatever.
We also need to get a hold of Kanye. He's one of the main characters.
Yeah, Kanye West
Yep.
needs to be in it too. He's gonna be the pool boy because he wants to make a David Bowie cover CD, a whole CD of it.
Yeah, I mean, that's the soundtrack right there to the movie. You're good.
Right? Exactly. He should do it for free for that advertising.
No doubt.
All the royalties. I saw your other. It was funny because I messaged you on your other Twitter, the Man versus Food Truck, because
Yeah.
I was like, this looks like a great show, and I had you as Jonathan. I had you booked already because I'm like, dude, would you do an interview? This shit looks awesome, and you were like, I already got an interview with you this week, and I was like, yes, you do. I'm a dummy,
Yeah.
but that shit that project looks so cool.
What? Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, that's just a testament to all the stupid stuff I have going on right now. But yeah, that's a lot of fun.
Do you have? I only saw the one episode. Do you have any more than that?
I have more filmed. I just haven't put them out yet.
He goes to the one I saw. He went to a food truck and they made these what were they, sriracha tacos? They were like kind of hot.
Yeah, it was like some of them were like beef brisket, and the other ones were like pulled pork.
Okay.
And then they had like all these jalapenos and sriracha on there, and some other sauce,
And then he ate
cheese,
12 of
all
them.
that kind of stuff.
He ate 12 of them.
Wow,
Yeah.
that's amazing. Holy fuck.
Yeah. It came about because actually I was auditioning to be the next host of Man vs. Food, and the casting director asked me to, hey, can you just record yourself eating some food and describing it? And I was like, I don't really do anything half-assed, so I kind of try to parody the show but do it my own way. So I did Man vs. Food Truck, and
Nice.
didn't get the job, but it was a lot of fun. So.
Yeah, it's a great. I love the show. I think that's a great idea.
Yeah,
for
the
one.
concept's really cool.
Yeah.
Fuck them. You didn't get it. You'll make
Dude,
your own show.
Get it on Netflix
Yeah,
or
that's
something.
basically how it's going. So
Yeah.
it just takes a lot of money to get that stuff rolling.
Yeah. We talked. I sent you the link too to their Twitter. We talked to a guy in I think he's in L.A. The Dirty South Dough. His food looks amazing, man.
Yeah, man. Like really, like a lot of the food trucks, man, they make some gourmet food, like better than you can find in some restaurants.
That's what it looked
It's
like.
the-
Yeah.
the best stuff, man.
Yup. It looked really good. Same with some of the stuff you posted pictures of on the Man vs. Food Truck Twitter. Stuff looked amazing, man.
Yeah, simple stuff too, like grilled cheese sandwich, but it like has all these ingredients that you just like. If you're gonna make a grilled cheese, you're just gonna make it on some bread and put some American cheese on it, probably.
Butter,
But
yeah.
You go to this food truck, man. They're using like cheese from France or some shit, and bacon from somebody's specialty farm. I mean, it's really good stuff. Man.
Yeah. What I did see some of your stand up too. It was really funny, man. I like the when you were making the beer and you bought the kit that was in German.
Oh yeah. I gave that beer a yeast infection, right? I fucked it. Firking the beer. Yeah, that's it's a fun joke. A lot of people seem to like that one. Stand up something I've done for a while and I enjoy it, but I've actually been trying to switch focus more into the writing side of things.
Cool. What else have you written for?
There's a satire website called the Rocket Wrangler, and write articles for them periodically. And also, I'm starting a new project with a YouTube channel, and they're going to be putting out a lot of like parody videos, like making fun of commercials and things like that you see on TV, different kinds of TV shows.
Nice.
And they're also going to be like selling those to like comedy clubs. So like if you go to a comedy club, they show like these warm-up videos beforehand, and that type of stuff would be what you'll see at those clubs.
Oh, that's cool. What shit, I forgot what I was just gonna ask. Damn.
Yeah, you sent me a video of some guy, like he said he ate 50 tacos or something. And
Yes. That's
God,
Frankie
man.
McDonald. He's a little special, that boy. And
I thought he was
What's that?
I thought he was Brendan Dacy from Making a Murderer or something.
Oh my God.
Special.
Yeah, dude, he does weather reports, and now, yeah, as you can see, he's spreading out into tacos. He has one of pumpkin pies where he eats 50 of those, and it's just as good as the tacos, if not funnier. And we talked to him once,
good.
and he won't talk to us again. I don't know why.
He
We
blocked
interviewed
us.
him, and yeah, he kind of blocked us, but he's a sweet boy.
He definitely has a special place in my heart now.
Oh man, fuck! What was I gonna? I totally forgot. I had a good question. And it's gone. It's gone with Frankie McDonald.
Sorry about that, guys.
Oh, I saw you wrote a book.
Oh yeah, that goes along with the satire thing. It's mostly satire, and it's just a collection of different articles I wrote and put them out.
Okay.
It's pretty cheap. It's like $8 if you really are looking for something good to read while you're like taking a shit. That's definitely recommend that.
Awesome.
And what it's called? Dumb and Fun Stories.
No, it's called Mostly Satire.
Mostly satire. Okay. Yeah, I do have that written down. But yeah, the description was dumb and fun stories. That's what it is.
Yeah.
Nice. How long has that been out for?
It's been out for a few months, probably 3 or 4 months.
Cool.
Is it just something that's like digital, or can you get a hard copy of it?
No, it's only the hard copy. I didn't do it for digital. I mean, really, if you want, you could go to the Rocket Wrangler's website, rocket-wrangler.com. I mean, there's other people who write for it too, but like all the articles that I've written are published there too. So, I mean, you don't have to pay for it. You can, just read them for free there as well.
That's awesome. Fuck yeah. Mm-hmm. P, you got any questions?
I had a complete brain fart. I completely forgot.
He did want to pitch the food truck that he's
I
on.
lulled you guys into silence. This is great.
Yeah. No. Well, Pete is starting a food truck, and what it is
Are
he's
you?
just gonna go and get like cans of Chef
Oh,
Boyardee
Chef
like
Boyardee.
raviolis, and that's what you're gonna get. But he's gonna give them like ridiculously sounding delicious names.
Oh, I thought you were gonna have like really
But-
big portions.
Yeah, and big portions, so you're gonna have like a pot of
Big-
raviolis.
A pot of beefy ravioli.
What are you calling it though?
This is the beef buckler.
The beef
Ooh.
buckler, and it's just Chef Boyardee.
It's just Chef. Are you gonna like smush them up with a fork first? 'Cause, like,
Oh no, it's just gonna be
it's
what it is. And it's
Are you gonna
be,
heat them up?
a little bit? Just
Yeah.
get the bottom.
You gotta
crust.
make sure you charge like $25
Yeah.
a plate. So.
Yes.
And you get a side of Oreos with it too.
The vanilla or
That's
the
the top.
chocolate?
That's the top. That's the topping. You crinkle the Oreos on top.
Oh, like a fucking like a casserole.
Then you just
What,
melt a sheet of marshmallow.
I always wanted to open like at the rest stops, a little shop that just microwaved Hot Pockets, but I'm charging you $8 a Hot Pocket.
That's basically what 7-Eleven does, right?
Or you just sell frozen hot dogs. People eat that too, I'm sure.
Pete does a lot of stuff with frozen hot dogs.
Ugh.
He has a couple stories, right, Pete?
I don't know about that. Maybe a couple, but
When the one broke off inside you?
I don't remember that one.
Oh, fuck. Shit, bro.
Could be. I just don't remember any of them. That's
You must have taken roofie beforehand. That's blacked yourself out.
yeah.
You don't remember.
Yeah, or maybe Slim roofied me. While
I might have. So, out of all the things you do, what is one of your favorite things to do, like from the stand-up and writing sketches and stuff like that? What do you enjoy the most?
I enjoy writing. I enjoy writing the monologue jokes or a lot of the sketch stuff has been an avenue that I've been enjoying a lot recently.
Cool. Now, what did you get into first? Was it first like, okay, I'm going to do stand-up, and then you really enjoyed the writing for that, then you got into like writing articles? Like, how did it go?
Yeah, it started with stand-up. I mean, basically on a drunk dare to get up on stage and try to be funny. And, obviously most people's first time isn't that good. So, but, you do it and it gets kind of like an adrenaline rush. You get addicted. It's like an addictive thing. You just keep getting up there and looking for more stage time. So it grew from that and actually got serious about writing comedy and performing and, start getting paid for doing it, traveling around, stuff like that. It's always a lot of fun. And then a friend of mine, we were just like kind of shooting the shit one day. We were like, yeah, we could write these articles and, try to trick people locally in the town where we live.
That's awesome.
And so he started the website and we just started writing satire articles. My first one I sent out got almost like 50,000 hits and we got radio and all this kind of publicity from it. And, like the newspaper had to put out something saying that it was a fake article because we tricked so many people. And from there, it's just kind of like I just kept writing those kind of things. And that's when basically my love for writing started.
That's amazing. So you really like fooling people. Like that was one of the things that drove you into satire.
Oh, that's of course my favorite. I like seeing the people get upset about it.
Yes.
There's always that one person that's like, "This is fake, you guys. This is fake. Give me you go for this."
I'm usually that guy. I see people post articles on Facebook, so just to be a dick, I'll go to Snopes and I'll post a Snopes link on the.
Yeah.
Do you like the Onion at all? The one satire newspaper that they have? They just write the fake articles all the time.
Do I like the Onion?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love
Great question, Pete.
I was just wondering if he.
I mean, it's kind of like the inspiration for what we do.
Yeah.
Here's some comparisons to them early on.
Oh yeah.
And
oh, sorry. Keep going. Sorry about that. I just coughed a little.
Oh, you just coughed. Oh yeah, into the mic.
So, I didn't mean to.
All right, the intern just screwed up the entire interview.
I'm sorry about that. Just keep going, man.
no, I'm doing a pretty good job of that myself. So
No, you're doing fine, man. What was that first satire article that you wrote that fooled everybody in your town?
it was in Huntsville, Alabama, and there's a park there, it's a big deal. It's like the Big Spring Park, and a lot of people come there and visit. They do events downtown, and I basically said that they were bulldozing the park to build a $750 million sports stadium, like a football stadium. And a lot of people got upset about it. They started emailing the city hall and the mayor's office, and you know, I listed a fake name of a city planner, and the mayor called an emergency meeting and was like, we're going to fire this person and all this kind of stuff. Like,
even the mayor didn't realize it was a fake person.
yeah,
That's amazing.
Yeah, that's how serious it was. Like the mayor and people, like, I talked to the actual city planner like a few days later, and he's like, you have no clue how unreal this was. Like, they got calls like back to back for the whole day, just people pissed off about it. They're like, how would you ever bulldoze our monuments and this kind of thing, all the little stuff they have in there. So it was fun just to kind of troll them, and I did all the little like screenshots of all the comments of people being pissed off. That was fun.
That's amazing. Now, how did you get it out there? You just started sharing it with friends on Facebook. Would you do stuff like, I can't believe they're doing this, and like send it out to your friends?
Yeah, like the initial one was, we published it, and then I shared it on my own Facebook page. I was like, oh man, I can't believe this. And then one of my friends shared it, and then he works on the military base in town, and he's like an engineer, and like all of his friends saw it, and it just spread like crazy from there. It was a lot of fun. And then once it started building, I started sharing it on all the different news sites, like all the TV stations and stuff, just to help build it up a little bit more.
That's amazing. Now, did you deal with a lot of like negativity afterwards? Like a lot of people really pissed off at you for writing the article, or did everyone kind of get the joke?
I think they eventually got it. I mean, people were kind of pissed off initially about it, but they realized it was all in fun. And I got to do a couple of interviews and kind of explain it, and did some morning talk show stuff for it. And people call in and say what they want to say to me, but they were pissed but happy, and that it was fake. Basically, is how it worked out.
I was wondering. I have a legit question this time. All right, I was wondering who were your favorite comedians like growing up? Like your favorite like stand-up guys.
Growing up, it was all the people that I wasn't allowed to watch. Like my parents would tell me, you can't watch this guy, so I would sneak down in the middle of the night and watch like Andrew Dice Clay. Robin Williams, stuff like that, Eddie Murphy. But over time it changes. Some guys who I look up to right now, there's a comedian named Nate Bargatze, and he's really funny. He's been on like Jimmy Fallon and Conan and stuff like that. He has a lot of really good material about like his family and just regular stuff, and it's just really well written. Like Tom Segura is someone I like, as well as like Bill Burr. Those are the guys I'm really digging into right now.
Yeah, I enjoy Bill Burr a lot. I actually just watched his he released a Netflix series recently, The F is for Family. That was really good. I enjoyed that a lot.
Yeah, I haven't had a chance to check that out yet, but I definitely plan to. But it wouldn't surprise me, man. Everything he does is great. So.
Yeah, I think I've seen all of his stand-ups, his specials and stuff like that, and I've heard him a few times on Opie and Anthony when he was on there for interviews and stuff. He's just amazing. He's definitely one of my favorite comedians as well.
Jimmy Norton.
Yeah, I listen to those podcasts. Like a lot of times I'll just binge and listen to like 2 or 3 episodes in a row, and I find myself just trying to talk like him, like just a regular conversation, just yelling.
Yeah.
Really kind of like how he does.
And he's so smart too. Like he just has so much knowledge and has so much just opinions and just everything, and angry all the time, and he's just fucking great.
No doubt.
What Hold on, I'm thinking. My co-host left, so I've just been doing this with my intern for the for the past like 10 minutes. So he didn't leave. He had to take a very important phone call. He's not trying to be rude or anything. But what was I gonna ask next? Oh, do you have any other projects planned for the future?
Right now, just working on the writing stuff and the Man vs. Food Truck. That's where I'm going with that right now.
Cool.
Those are my main projects. So,
how many episodes are you planning for the Man vs. Food Truck?
I mean, I don't really have a plan of how many, like a certain amount. Basically, just when I travel and do stand up, if I'm in a different city, I'll talk to people and see like what's the good food truck to eat at, and I'll plan something like that. So, as many opportunities I get to go out of town, we'll try to do a different episode for each city. So, I mean, it could be another 50. It could be another 100. Who knows?
Okay, cool. Now with those, how do you put those together? Do you is each episode one food truck, or do you try to collect? You go and do a couple food trucks and then put it together into a full episode?
Ideally, it's we go to like these meetups, like these food truck rallies.
Okay, like festivals, like
one.
beer fest and stuff like that. Usually, there's good food trucks.
Yeah, there'll be a few of them there, and then we'll try a little bit of something from each one. But one of them will actually have like the food challenge, where they challenge me to eat like whatever ridiculous amount of food they had.
That sounds
cool.
good.
What was like the hardest challenge you've had to do so far?
Well, I mean, the one that I have out, it was, the 12 tacos, they were really spicy. So as far as the actual eating of them, it was fine. Like probably I got about halfway through, like number 6 or 7 on the tacos. It got a little rough. Like the meat kind of dried a little bit, so it's hard to swallow.
Oh man!
And then the next day, like I paid for all those peppers, that's for
sure.
And did you break like their record, or like what did you get for completing their challenge?
Well, I mean, it was basically that I asked them, like, hey, what's the most of these anybody's ever ordered at one time? And they're like, I've seen people order 3 or 4 orders. You get 2 to an order. So, like, well, I mean, I could probably, double that. Let's try for 12. And then I was like, I could do 12 of them in, like, 30 minutes. The guy was like, no, do them in 20. So it made it a little bit harder. I got, like, 2 bottles of water, and that was it. And I just had to, cram them down my throat as fast as possible.
Oh, wow. Now, do you tell them that you do this for like your own TV show, or do you just kind of go with it, film it, and not even bother really telling them what you're doing?
No, I let them know. I let them know ahead of time, and try to work things out before I even show up. And I filmed them a little bit, like preparing the food. So they have to kind of allow me just into their space where they prepare the food, so we can film that. And then it's basically, it's a way to advertise what they do, and also something fun and different from, what I'm doing as far as stand-up, things like that. So, have
you had anyone ever turn you down, tell you, like, no, I'm not doing that, or?
I mean, yeah, it happens. Like, there was like this burger place that I was working with, and at first they were all like, yeah, this is great. Sounds like a lot of fun. And then when it came to, like, actually setting up the date of when they wanted to do it, they kind of backed out at the last minute, so that wasn't too fruitful. But, I'm sure it'll happen the more you do it, and some people will be on board, some won't. So it's just part of the game.
I get a lot of because I'll go out to like beer festivals or just sometimes at the bar, and I'll promote my show and if I find like interesting people, I'll be like, hey, contact us and you can come in for an interview or whatever. And I always have people that are gun ho in person, and they're like, yeah, I'll definitely do that. And then you'll get their emails and try contacting them, and it's 10 out of. One out of 10 will end up going through with it, where the rest just are like not into it anymore. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
It's easy to be excited, face to face and initial interaction, but I guess maybe remorse sets in, or maybe second guessing yourself. That's probably the biggest thing. It's just, I don't know. A lot of people probably just think they're not good enough or whatever, and so they'll back out. So.
Yeah, I know we actually got that one. So Rob does most of the booking from Twitter and gets all the comedians that call in and stuff. And we did have a guy who had agreed to it at first, and then I think a couple days later he emailed Rob back, and he was like, dude, I'm not ready for this. I'm not ready to be on a podcast or do a radio show, just not ready. Which is understandable, absolutely. But yeah, I guess some people just get very nervous about doing something like this.
Yep, I mean, that's kind of like me as far as like doing stand-up. Initially I was going to do it and backed out, a couple of times, and finally on the dare, decided I just need to go ahead and do it, man. Once I threw down a few drinks and got up there, there's no looking back after that. So I mean, sometimes you think you want to do something, man, just do it. That's the only inspirational words I have for anything, really.
I think that is really good advice, though, because that is a lot of people have these dreams or say, I want to do this, but then they think about doing it and they, see all these problems they're going to have with it, or all these, how hard it's going to be to do, so they end up backing down, where if you just throw yourself out there and do it, you realize, okay, this is actually fun and not as scary as I first thought it was. That's actually how I feel about doing this podcast too, because I had for a while wanted to try to start something like this, and I was just kind of nervous about what it would be like talking to a live audience and stuff like that. One day I met Rob, and I was like, hey, you know, I want to start a radio show. He used to be in radio. I was like, let's do this, and we've been doing it for 2 years now. But yeah, definitely just got to do it. Listen, though, we got to wrap this up, man. So why don't you tell everybody where they can find you, and we'll let you go.
Yeah, man. On Twitter at Craigslist Comedy. Also, Man vs. Food Truck on Twitter, or you know, if you want to get that Satire book, it's just mostly satire.com.
Okay. All right, man. Thank you for talking to us.
All right, thanks, guys.
All right, take care.
I
All right, guys, we're going on break. We'll be back.